Good day to everybody out there. This is See Thy Wealth, Water Your Health, Drink a Glass of Water. And my man Dontay London, YouTuber, he's back on YouTube. One of the guys that I started to watch when I first got started in this YouTube journey last year, around December consistently. Maybe October, November I started to be more consistent, but definitely December. Dontay London was one of the guys that caught my attention when it came to making money on YouTube, and he was showing his journey and how much money he was making, and I was like, wow, if this guy's doing it, I can definitely do it. Like, there's no way in my mind there's no way I can't do this. To get on camera every day and talk about what's going on in my life and share the highlights, so on and so forth, even the lowlights. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where we get caught up. We like to share the highlights and we don't like to show the lowlights. But he, on the other hand, was like showing everything. And I'm like, maybe not something I would do all the way, like show everything. But for the most part, it's just like, wow, why not? So I'm watching on YouTube and I'm seeing that he's being more consistent in his content now, and he's getting ready to start attacking and trying to be an artist in regards to like acting, which I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that he has plenty of content. I always thought that he never was broke, and the reason why I think that he wasn't broke is because I offered him, I think it was $500 or $1,000 for him to give me a shout out on his channel, for me to talk about my farm here, and for him to give his subscribers some money as well for that. I think that was what I did ask for him to do. I can't remember the DM that I sent him, but he said he didn't want to accept the money because he didn't want to take his channel in that direction. But when I sat back and I'm watching him, and I'm thinking, why didn't he contact me if he needed money? Because he was selling his DJI camera Osmo that I think he paid $750 for, whatever we paid for, because I got the same camera. And he was doing several things that was very questionable. And I'm like, how can this guy need money? I approached him about giving him $500 just to get on his channel for promotion, and he turned it down. So I'm like, does he really need money, or is he just making content here? So I really think he was just making content, to be honest with you. And I could be wrong. Because if you do really need money in that capacity, like really need money, and you getting ready to get evicted, then there's no way you're going to stop posting on YouTube if that's your bread and butter. So I'm not saying that everything was for content purposes, but when it comes to money, if you really needed money, then you would have hollered at me, because I offered you the money to actually get promotion on your channel before I got to my 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that would help me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that would put me in a space of, getting more visibility. And then I realized that, no, I don't want that visibility from another person's content. I want to create my own traction. I want to be able to do for self, like I am now, living off grid with a solar power on my roof, with well water, with no mortgage. I'm very, very independent in that way, and I take the initiative. You know what I'm saying? So looking at my brother, I call him my brother because I resonate with a lot of what he does with his content. I'm happy to see him back online, happier, not doing the struggle content. And I salute you for coming back, King. I'm gonna continue to keep checking out for you every once in a while. I'm busy out here with this farm, but for the most part, you're one of the ones that I got my inspiration from to get on this and continue to go every day, just as well as Dodash did. And Dodash is still going, no matter what. She got a lot of haters. It's sad and sickening to see that people hate on a woman like that. People to hate on anybody is sickening. I don't see myself hating. Even when I mention Hassan Campbell or 19 Keys, I don't say I'm hating on them. I salute them brothers for where they are in their life, in their journey, and just what they are doing and making money and taking care of their family. All I say to Hassan really is, why don't you try to spread light to the people on how to become more self-sustainable? Because you keep telling them that it's the end times. Live life like you're on the run, and stay dangerous. Like, if you're going to say these little slogans, at least give them an out and a way that they can take care of themselves. But I get it. He is still dependent on the same exact system. He still has a water bill, a light bill, maybe a mortgage and a car note. So I can't really pressure people like that if they don't even, if they're not aware. But if I'm approaching you to spread this awareness and you just turning your nose up at this information, it's just like, and I'm paying you to spread this message, just like Walmart may pay to put a commercial out, or McDonald's, I'm paying them to get my content out there for farming, for food forests, for my content. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like to do things on my own now. I don't mind to do it. I don't mind getting my own traction on my own. But Dontay was one of the ones that I started to watch initially to give me that spark, as well as Dodash, and he's back. His numbers, it ain't even about if your numbers is up or down. I feel like if you're not active on YouTube, you're not they're not going to place your videos at the top of the chart anymore, like at the top of priority. If you take time off, I'm not saying that you can't take time off, but you take off a whole month, I don't think your following is going to go anywhere, but the algorithm isn't going to place you where they should, or where you once had it. I shouldn't say where they should, but it's not going to place you where you once had it. That's why I'm continuing to be consistent. I still haven't caught my break yet on YouTube when it comes to like boom. And I know slow growth is better than no growth. I'm okay with that. I got a copyright strike about a week and a half ago from the Art of Dialogue. I used their content unauthorized. My fault. But since they've hit me with the copyright strike, I've been trying to contact them via email so I can get the copyright strike removed to pay them $50, because it is affecting my views. Or every once in a while I may say something that the algorithm doesn't like, and my views go down. And the views are very important on YouTube. If you're trying to make an impact, views are very important. I don't really care about the likes. Excuse me, I didn't mean to be doing all that, but I don't really care about the likes and all of that stuff. It's about the views. People will have to resonate with what I'm saying, and even if they're not resonating with it, the right group of people will find what I'm putting out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I know I'm just going off on a tangent right now or whatever, but yeah, I'm chilling. I'm able to live my life as I feel, I see fit. I don't have no bills, so I can get on here, come on here. I can gossip. I can come on here and criticize. I can hate on people. But why? Why hate on people? Why come on here being critical of everybody? Why come on here doing that? That, like, I know where the views are. It's in the negative content. Look at me putting on a video about my flooding on this property. That video got more views than all the other videos because people saw that it said flooding. Now, I don't want to play into the algorithm like that, because you got to keep up that energy. I don't want to keep up that energy. I want to keep up the energy of me being who I am, authentically me, speaking how I want to speak, talking how I want to talk, about the subjects that I want to talk about. That's all. And get paid to do it. Trolls come around, trolls go. But the fact of the matter is, I have to keep showing up every day, no matter what. Why? Because life is living every day. So why am I not dropping jewels every day? Or why am I not putting something out there every day? I don't care if I'm oversaturating my timeline. You don't have to watch. Somebody else new will watch. It's 8 billion people on the planet. You are not the only one here. I appreciate you for tapping in. I appreciate you with the compliments and the comments in the comment section. But it's so much gimmicks on YouTube that a lot of people get swayed into following those gimmicks because they feel like that's where the money is. And if I needed money, then I might feel differently about the way I'm approaching this, but I don't need any money. And even if I did need money, I'm still not going to compromise who I am to be chasing a bag. No, I'm just not. I do have some integrity. I do have some morals, some values. You know what I'm saying? I am indoctrinated a whole lot. I do have low self-esteem. I do have fear of abandonment and rejection issues. I do have insecurity problems. But you know what? That's not going to stop me from showing up the best way I know how to show up, without feeling like I'm compromising myself for some money, for people to tune into me, and for some likes. And like I said, it's easy to get caught up into that because we know what sells. Negativity sells. That's why the news always leads with the murders or the breaking news or whatever it is that they have. They always show up with the negativity. It's never positive. Never. When you watch the news every day, watch what shows up. It's never anything positive. Never. So the thing that I'm trying to do is I'm being authentically myself. And if you don't like that, and let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about my content, because you guys are the ones that watch it. You guys are the ones that put the like button. And, and I'm going to do another video after this because I really need your help because the algorithm is holding me down right now. But, it is what it is. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. This is See Thy Wealth, Water Your Health. Drink a glass of water.